What is up, everybody? This is Eric for Rocket TV, and exciting news, especially exciting news today. We have the new update, which brings us finally the Forge. I know anybody else who has gone through the Awakening quests has seen that unlocked Forge, announcement, been like, hey, what the heck is that? Well, the Forge is now finally here, and let's go into the Forge and check it out. Now, I had actually recorded this previously, but unfortunately my computer crashed during the middle of the recording, so I don't have that, which is why I already have some experience on here. But if you can look over here at the little Bison Minotaur guy, the Forge Master, he's already level 2, and you can see 5 out of 40 for my Forge Master experience and item stats cap 40. So every time you forge, you'll get Forge Master experience, and the item stats cap 40 will make more sense when I click on Arachna. Of course, you can only forge people who have their signature equipment. So here you can see magic attack, physical armor, and magic armor are the 3 stats on Arachna's piece of equipment that we can forge. But here in the light gray area, that text right there that reads magic armor plus 30 activated when magic attack is greater than or equal to 40, those are stats that you can reach once it's pretty obvious, but once the magic armor on my regular forge stats, so like my magic attack is 24 right now, I forged it up to that. Once I hit plus 30, which let's see if I can try there. And by the way, that forge right there is a perfect example of how you don't have to apply all of your forges. As you get higher and higher in levels and you start to forge more and more, the probability of getting successful positive forges goes down, and your chances of getting minus stats like that go up. So you don't have to accept that. I can just click forge again, forge, and I'm going to keep on doing this probably for a little bit. Alright, so sorry about that cut right there. I had to forge a lot till I finally had some good stats. So we're just going to go in and apply right here. And then we can click upgrade. His first upgrade cost 5,000 coins, and then his second upgrade is only 25,000 coins, which is really not that bad at all. So basic forging expense reduced by 10%. Awesome. That's good. Sorry about the second cutaway. It did just take me a little bit of time, and I didn't want you to have to sit there and be bored while I was just forging. So I'm going to apply that, even though it's not the best upgrades ever. I am getting close to that magic attack greater than or equal to 40, which will give me 30 magic armor, which is pretty cool. Let's get another upgrade on the Forge Master. And now we can do a specialist level forge. And let's check that out. So it does cost 20 diamonds. I'll try this out to see how this works, and pretty good. I want to try one more time. Okay, so still, her magic armor was technically kind of going down, but it actually it's not represented there. That's odd. Maybe you don't get the negatives if you roll the negatives. I don't know. But I am going to get that 40 magic attack, which is cool. And I get that magic armor plus 30. I'm going to stop there on the forge. But we'll go into Arachna here. And you can see kind of how that affects her stats on that stat page. So she's got the 40 magic attack, 24 magic armor, 30 magic armor, 26 physical armor. So some pretty cool ways to get quite a few stats. It does cost, some gems and gold. I think I had about 4 million gold when I first started doing that. So keep that in mind. It cost me about 3 million gold to get to that kind of first tier of that first unlocked ability. Your mileage may vary. Other things that happened in the new patch, because we did get quite a few cool upgrades, is there's the Traveling Treant is a new vendor that you can encounter where you can switch in your not arc. You can switch in your 7-star hero soulstones for a new hero that came out, but I haven't seen him yet. As soon as I see him, I'll throw up a a video. That way you can see the new traveling trio. And Elric and Namtar both got awakening quests, and spoiler alert, I am going for Namtar, which sounds weird. You can see his stats here for his Void Chestplate, the signature item. 110 physical attack, 1200 max health, 40 physical armor, 120 magic armor. So he should be a pretty decent magic tank after getting that. Right now he's just so-so as a magic tank. And the Chapter 13 Heroic is where you'll find his items. So let's do this one more time. Sweet 3. Cool. So that'll get us up to 6. So, a lot of you are probably thinking, why the heck would you be doing Namtar over Elric, especially since the last episode I was kind of going goo-goo over the fact that Elric was getting an awakening. And this is going to be a little bit of a story time, so I'll run some Crucible of Fire here while I get into this. But we need to rewind about 5 months ago, I think it is, maybe even more now, but I started playing this game around September. So the login hero at the time was Dr. Zeno, right? And he wasn't all that great, and also simultaneously the arena shop didn't really have a lot of good oh man, I'm getting wrecked. Didn't have a lot of good options for heroes. I mean, sure, nowadays Hanzo and Enrique are actually, pretty decent, and you can throw them in, a few teams and have a lot of success with them. But at the time, they weren't nearly as good, since this was before Orange Fusions came out. So there was only Purple Plus 3, and they both those characters were only so-so at that point. And also, I think, who was it? Dr. Zeno got put in there, obviously. And yeah, so the arena was kind of crap. The options for Dr. Zeno, I was like, no, I don't want to boost up Dr. Zeno. And then along came Namtar in October as the, wow, F you, Jasmine, F you, and Dokris. Oh man, that was bad. So Namtar came along in October as the new login hero. And this was also at a kind of an interesting time in my levels. I think I was around like level 50 to 60. And if anybody else can kind of remember that range of levels, it's very interesting because, okay, this is just not going to work. I'm getting wrecked here. Let's just get out of here. It's an embarrassment. Let's try the Hall of Legends. I got to concentrate more on that if I want to pass. So Namtar came out. So let's actually hire a Tholen here. I've been hearing that. Do we have any 6-star Tholens? Any 6-star Tholens? Any 6 or 7 stars? Going once, going twice. 5-star Tholen. 39. He's got more upgrades. All right, and then I also heard Dokris was good, and let's not use Lucius. All right, let's try it. Boom. Put that on auto. Hopefully Tholen and Dokris, the minion plan, will work for us. So, Namtar came out, right? And I thought to myself, wow, this guy is actually, pretty tanky. At that level range, he was actually quite tanky, especially with his ghosting abilities. They were pretty useful and kept him from dying a lot and made him really good as an arena tank, surprisingly enough. And I was able to, with Namtar, despite not having a real tank, was in the top 5 or top 10 maybe of arena rankings, even though I was quite a few levels lower than a lot of the people on my server during that level up time. So I have some fond memories of Namtar. He really did a good job of getting me there, so to speak, as a player that wasn't paying a lot of money. And by the way, just gonna break away real quick. You guys are absolutely right. Tholen and Dokris's minions are great at taking the heat on Crusher. So, by the way, great advice, guys. Thank you very much for mentioning that. Too bad Gizmo couldn't have gotten off another ult. That would have been deadly sick. But still, pretty good damage for me. 11th place. I'm sure I could do better, but I'm not going to be able to hire another full. Anyways, Namtar was able to do a lot of work in those early days. And then he just fell off super hard. I'd gotten him all the way up to 6 stars. You know, I felt pretty good about that, and he still just wasn't a very useful character. It was, you know, just really disappointing. You know, nowadays, Namtar can't really tank, he doesn't really DPS, so the point of that long story is that I hope so much that his awakening will remedy, you know, him falling off so hard, since he was such a big part of the early Soul Hunters game for me. So I feel like it's my duty to either, you know, let you guys know as soon as possible if Namtar can actually be okay, because I'm all for that. I want Namtar to come back and just be an awesome hero. You know, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take some amazing awakening skill for that to actually happen. But hopefully we can get there. And if he's not going to be great, I feel like it's my duty to let you guys know that as well. That's, you know, Namtar, no, just don't stay away from Namtar. Never upgrade Namtar. Oh, but you know, it's my hope of hopes that Namtar is going to be a great character. So that's why I decided to go with Namtar over the Elric, even though that might not, you know, make a lot of sense to a lot of people. Let's see. So, already covered the Traveling Treant, who's new in this patch. The Forge, which is new in this patch, which, you know, I'm really looking forward to working on that Forge a little bit more and seeing how much I can upgrade, although it is going to be a huge money sink. Farming that gold in those treasure caves. It's going to be the plan for a while. Also, we got the 2 new Awakening quests, and then the last, you know, additional piece of info is that Gust Soulstones are now available in the Hall of Legends, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's difficult, though, because the Hall of Legends now is just chock full of awesome characters. You've got Gizmo, you know, who's amazing. Gus, sorry about that, had to cut away once again. Today has been a day full of technical issues. Hopefully this video gets put together and online, and hopefully you guys can see it, because this has been a journey on this day. Anyways, the point I was trying to make is that Gus will, you know, be a pretty good part of a lot of teams, I think. Even at 3 and 4 stars, a lot of people are finding places to use him. So I think now that he's in the Hall of Legends, I'm going to at least try to get him up to 4 stars to kind of see if he can work into a team. If not, I'll just go back to getting Gizmo. And of course, Crusher is actually, I think he's a pretty decent character as well. A lot of people gave him flack, but at 3 stars, you know, he's terrible. But at 5, 6, and 7 stars, maybe not so terrible. Last thing, let's maybe try some Arena. Sitting at 28. We were down to like 75. We just had a server merge. I was like, man, this is it's disappointing. I do not want to be at 75. So let's go in for the guy with the Torsen. By the way, sorry, I keep on saying, whenever I see Torsen, I say Tholen. Ever since Tholen came out, I seem to have forgotten that there's a character named Torsen. So let's go up against the Torsen. It looks like he has mostly single target here, but a little bit of splash, especially with that Riley. So we'll come in with, actually, I think that team is gonna, I think I'm just gonna roll with this team. I'm liking it. The Garrick Blood Spear combo on the middle there is surprisingly effective with all that haste. And even though we've got a Torsen, neither of those characters are great against, you know, big, heavy physical armor guys. I think that the mages are going to be able to take care of them, especially that Awakened Arachna. So we do have Torsen almost dead, but not quite. Blood Spear ult going off, but the other team is going to be getting their ults soon, even though we aren't feeding them an energy. Arachna ult going on the Riley. Hopefully we can take her down and have... See, that's... Okay. Annoying thing about Riley is that, I mean, she's not dead yet, so the... Nice, Mortis didn't get killed. So that the poison doesn't bounce, and then by the time she revives, there's not enough time on it left to, you know, continue doing the poison, so it's kind of lame. Just another reason why Riley's great, but looks like the team is gonna do some work and get the job done, even though Riley was trying to go Super Saiyan on us. Let's check out the details, see who did some work, and of course, Arachna and Garrick. Garrick was a late addition. I didn't even have Garrick at Orange until about a week ago, and been really happy with getting him to orange. So hopefully that gives you guys some clues on what's new in the April 7th patch. Really excited for all the new additions, especially the Namtar Awakening quest. So hopefully you guys found this episode useful. Let me know down in the comments below if you are going to be using Elric or Namtar, or which of those two you're going to go for in the Awakening quests if you are at level 90 yet, or if you're excited for either of them. Because I know as soon as I knew it was Namtar, the little fangirl in me just, I couldn't not use Namtar. So, once again, hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you for joining me here today. This has been Eric for Rocket TV. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.